far away that you think we are from the real estate transaction moving fully online? Because most people seem to think it's coming soon. No one's really sure when. What do you guys think about that?
The closings?
Yeah.
Depends on the state.
It depends on the locality within the state. There are some counties where it's going to take a long time before your registers of deeds are on board with that.
Who else?
I would say 18 to 24 months.
We don't have any notaries actually.
For everything.
That'll be longer than that.
Longer.
Well, because we don't have a notary staff
Oh,
yet.
that's true.
Yeah, in Wisconsin, we don't have e-notary yet, so that's going to create some lag time in and of itself, because that's the first step.
There's still a lot of things that need to fall into place before it happens completely. We can all agree on that.
But it is going to happen.
But the market is certainly driving things that way.
The lenders are driving things that way.
In fact, it's already happened in most other areas of the real estate transaction. Trulia, Zillow made it so that now I can tell my realtors what houses I want to see based on what I research on my phone. And Rocket Mortgage claims I can get a mortgage loan approval in not just days or hours, but minutes. Minutes. So it's not going to be long before home buyers don't start wondering why the actual closing doesn't work in a similar way. Whether we like it or not, the market is demanding it. So we know it's coming. But is that a good thing? And that just depends on whether or not I'm ready for the changes that will come along with the e-closing as a title company. So there are probably quite a few of you guys here that don't want to, be listening to me talk about new software. You might be thinking, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Business is good. So there's something I want to make very clear for everyone here, going forward. In the coming months and years, as you inevitably evaluate Qualia, Qualia is not here to disrupt the industry. We're not agents of change. We're not here to bring change or force or disrupt anything. The change is happening anyway, Can we all agree that change in our industry, the industry is changing rapidly. I think we can all agree upon that. The way people buy, sell, and track real estate is changing quickly. Every few days, we all hear something or see something in the news happening, like someone buying this or that company, or new innovations happening in certain states. I think Texas just had their first online e-notary. Stewart did that. So every new issue of the title industry, report, it brings a new merger or something into the game. So change is coming for sure. And Fidelity has put a lot of investment and time into making sure that you all have the best tools and you're prepared for these changes. And I can say firsthand that Fidelity has invested time and resources to make sure that Qualia is one of those resources and that we are here and available to you. So that's a pretty big deal, and on a corporate level, Fidelity deserves a lot of credit for looking out for the needs of their agents. So the main point that I want to make here is this. It's that we're not bringing the flood. We believe that we're providing the boats. Your current software is not the problem, but your software is what will prevent you from solving the problem. So what is the problem? Change, right? That is the problem. If everything could just stay the same in the title industry, we all would be a lot better off.
We would appreciate it as boomers, definitely.
I don't know if I'd be a lot better off.
Well, you're a millennial. You'll adjust.
I wouldn't be here in front of you right now, selling software. But we have some of the most successful agents in Wisconsin here right now. And if everything could just stay the same, you all will remain on top. But the reason for Qualia's creation is that there is rain coming, and we think we have the umbrellas. So we think we have the tools to help you today, and we think that we have the tools to prepare you for tomorrow, whatever tomorrow turns out to be. So my hope is to have some time to speak with you guys about what you think is coming, and to learn from you about what you're seeing on the horizon, and maybe I can help you prepare for it. Maybe I can't. But we're in this together, so we can certainly learn from each other and everyone. All of us in this room, including me, can be prepared to succeed along the road ahead. So I'd like to open this up for questions if anyone has any questions for me at this time. And if not, I'd love to schedule a time that we can meet and discuss your individual business needs and see if we might be a good solution for your operation.
So I haven't seen Qualia, I've not seen your platform, and there might be others in here who also haven't. Can you tell us like what's unique about Qualia, what's different about your product compared to other, like Soft Pro, RAM+, some of the other systems?
Yeah, so a lot of the old legacy systems, they have to be, I think the number one thing is that we're web-based, which is a kind of a new topic to the title industry, but it's definitely not new to any other industry. Everything's kind of moving toward the cloud. What is the cloud? Well, we are a web-based system, so that is, there's no need for servers or any kind of hosted solutions, anything like that. It's just you and the internet. There's all kinds of awesome advantages that go into that. And I think number one would be security. It's the most secure place to store your data in the world is on Amazon Web Services, basically, is what the Department of Defense even uses. So number one being web-based, and with that comes along compliance, the changing industry, consumer expectations. We're able to integrate with new technologies coming out all the time. You're not relying on you having software installed on servers in your office. We've kind of taken that out of the situation for you. It's all taken care of for you, basically. So yeah, web-based, and I think that as in the future, like I said, with the changing consumer expectations, you guys will have pressure to, I'm sure you all are already starting to get pressure to reduce turn times. With lenders and realtors, maybe things like e-signing, things like loan origination, and integrating with loan origination services. So we just came out with our e-signing tool and our Encompass integration, which is pretty exciting. And I think, personally, the next way that real estate will be transacted is just like anything else. I'll tell you guys a quick story while I'm up here. I told you a couple of this last night. My grandpa was passing down a policy to me, a life insurance policy, a very, very inexpensive policy, a couple of bucks it was worth. And my dad sent it over to me, and he said, hey, sign this, or one of his people in his office said, sign this, and send it back. And I had to print this out, and I haven't even done it yet, but I had to print this thing out, sign it, scan it, and email it back, or put it in the mail, snail mail. So I was like, man, I really don't want to do this. I just don't. And I think that the next generation, my little sisters and my little brother, it's not that they won't want to do it and they'll reluctantly do it. It's that they won't do it. I don't do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to scan. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, but that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. So with the millennial generation and the iGens, I just think that no matter, and who knows?
It's stupid.
It is. It's crazy. But that's the way the industry's going. And like I said, whether we like it or not, it's happening. So we want to make that as easy as possible for you all.
So being web-based, one of the challenges I think that some of the larger software companies have is when the industry creates new forms. We just went through this whole changeover to the new 2016 commitment forms. Is your system faster in terms of updating when changes come to the industry? Because again, I know that's one of the complaints with the larger providers is it takes forever to get a simple little change done. Is it easier in your world to get those things done being web-based?
I think we all remember when TRID came into effect, and you guys were probably, whose business was affected by the TRID regulations? I don't know if that was a huge deal in Wisconsin.
Everybody's business.
I'm still hungover. Yeah, it was a big deal.
So that is one of the good things about being web-based is that we're prepared, and we have a team of industry experts. Even some of the guys who drafted TRID, we were on our team and still are consulting with us for future regulations. It's not over by any means. So we believe that we're going to help title companies be prepared for those changes. Yeah.
And if I may, I want to throw in, because and Aaron knows, I was pretty reluctant to ascertain this, but Qualia is a very ease of use platform as well. very user-friendly, and it has more of that WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get type of atmosphere that just makes sense if you grew up on, I mean, I've never figured out why if you have an Apple or, what do they call the Apple? Mac. If you have a Mac, it's called Safari. What does that mean? I'm not going to the Serengeti to get my recipes, it's called Safari. But if you grew up with that, I think that your brain works a certain way, and Qualia is uniquely positioned to understand and to fully capitalize on the ease of use.
Yeah, we want to do what makes the best sense for your company and your situation, obviously. So we would love to see if it fits. And yeah, with different, in different situations, you have some people who aren't technology savvy or what have you. So, having the most intuitive solution is definitely something good.
Even though I already know the answer, are you willing to do online demos if someone is interested in Qualia?
Absolutely, yeah. Give me a call. Always contact me. I'd love to schedule something with you. It usually takes about 45 minutes, and we can get your team in front of it. Or if you just want to do an individual demo before you show your team, I'll just take you through it, and then we can open up for questions. And you can see the actual software rather than like slideshows or anything like marketing slides. You can take a look at the actual software and what a Qualia customer sees, like Ellen over here.
Yeah, if you guys have questions about how it works in Wisconsin, we've been on Qualia since January. We moved over in January, and
How many speed bumps?
how many? Initially, a gazillion speed bumps, but I will tell you that in the main, I've been able to get those speed bumps fixed reasonably quickly. The speed of getting things fixed was very, very slow at first. It's much, much faster now. And probably the nicest thing about it is it doesn't really matter where I am. If you have a computer, if I have a computer, and we can access the internet, I can work.
Yeah, that's another benefit of web-based.
And is it integrated, like pulling a jacket and pulling a CPL, it's integrated?
The policy production is the best of any software I've ever seen. I literally don't pull jackets anymore. I go in and I create the policy, and I say, create the policy, and it pulls the jackets through agent tracks for you. You don't ever see that. It's all done behind the scenes. Now, the downside is that it pulls both jackets at once. So if you have to cancel one, you can't cancel one, you have to cancel both. But we'll work on that.
There is a workaround for that too.
We'll work on that.
Schedule thing. So yeah, and we just got a $33 million investment from Menlo Ventures, the same guys who invested in like Uber and Tumblr, these companies that are kind of revolutionizing certain industries. So that was big, and that allowed us to hire teams of people like me and Aaron. And we also doubled down on our customer success team. So we hired a ton of new, really smart people with our customer success team. And in the past 6 months, I think we've seen a huge uptick in that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how.
Yeah,
that
I mean, the pace of getting things, even little things fixed has just exponentially increased.
Awesome.
It's really nice to be able to use. Probably the biggest downside is that you also, like when you do an online with some of the other companies that do this, like RamQuest and SoftPro, it comes with a suite of products, including Word and PowerPoint and Outlook. Qualia is really a standalone, so you have to have those other components on your own. But, so fine, now we have Qualia and Microsoft 365. So we have two programs, but they're both online and they're both very easy to use, because you're essentially Word-based for documents. Works really well.
Thank you.
And closers love
Yes.
it.
Well, we have SoftPro and it's web-based. What would Qualia provide to make that a better product for us?
SoftPro.
Yeah.
So roughly 50% of our clients come from SoftPro. So it's a solution that replaces SoftPro.
My staff loves SoftPro, and I'm just wondering what would be better.
Here's the difference, John. You're paying per license, per licensed user per month. Qualia doesn't charge on I can have 50 million users on Qualia. They're gonna pay me, I pay them per file.
Okay.
So I selected a plan based on my average number of files, and my cost is about 80% less than what
Gotcha.
you would pay for SoftPro for a better program.
Gotcha, okay.
So there's cost.
There's huge cost savings.
There's things like the server, or server-based. So what you're probably doing is you have a hosted solution,
Mhm.
and you're accessing it through something like Citrix login, remote login. So it's
Mhm.
not truly web-based. Is basically what
You're logging
that
into
means.
their server.
Yeah. So all kinds of cool benefits that I would love to talk to you about. And then I
Oh,
think.
by the way,
Well, if we
in
could
the
save
year
that
that we've
kind
been
of
up and
money,
running, Qualia has
I'm all
been
for
down
it.
once for 3 hours.
Can you explain your fee structure on that?
Yeah, so our pricing is based off the average number of transactions that we do per month. So, depending on what plan you fall into, you'll pay an annual fee. And then if you go over a certain threshold, you pay per order after that. So it's something, depending on what plan you pick that's best for your business. Ellen, what structure are you on currently?
We figured out on average we have 40 files a month.
Okay.
So during June, July, August, and September, we pay overages because we have more than 40 files a month, and we're well within it for the rest of the year. But it's literally 80% less expensive, even with adding the Microsoft Office licensing.
I've heard that from software users in particular, that we undersell them on the actual savings that it'll bring to their so yeah, you pay an annual rate, and then that includes everything. So unlimited document storage, unlimited support, what have you. So any more questions before I